I decided again not to miss the opportunity of frost, and I decided to run 30k or 20 miles every day for 7 days in a row in frost, to show myself and others that there are uncomfortable and difficult moments, but it's always possible to overcome them.
3 AM and I start 30k every day in frost. Let's go.
I was wearing 3 layers of clothes, which didn't warm me at all. Because of this my skin was frozen, due to 2 pairs of socks, which was putting pressure on my leg. So I already wanted to finish everything after 10k or 6 miles.
I ran 3k for 2 miles and my right ankle started to hurt because of 2 socks. They are pressing on it.
I was looking for any opportunity not to run so much, but to return house as quickly as possible. Where, by the way, I accepted the fact that I would only run half marathon today.
And first 5k for 3 miles I ran and thought about excuses why I don't have to do it. I just keep going. Don't think about it.
Unfortunately, after 15k or 10 miles the watch got very cold and there was only 1 charge left, so I ran a half marathon in the morning and 10k or 6 miles in the evening.
20k is almost done. 10k left or 6 miles left. I found another jacket, so everything is good. I'm not cold. Day 1, 30k or 20 miles is done in cold frost. Today is not so cold, but anyways, it's hard to run in this weather. It's hard to breathe. I returned at home to the toilet, and by the way, because of the frost, all the roads are slippery. That I don't even know how I run in this condition. This fog because of cars. You can't even imagine how dangerous to breathe air. Half marathon. 1 hour left. I have to sleep already. So to do these things is really crazy to decide on it. But the main thing is to set not huge goals, but possible, and then you will able to see what you can do. It is all about the decision. Day 2 is done. It was tough. Let's go to sleep and run again and again.
The next day I completed the 30k or 20 miles, which really took a lot of my energy, since I didn't have time to run in the morning, and I did it late in the evening. I went to bed 2 hours later and slept for 5 hours. The next morning I decided to run half in the morning and in the evening. Because of the frost, all the smoke from cars and enterprises was falling down, so I started running half in the morning and in the evening, so as not to literally harm myself.
I slept for 5 hours this night and I don't want to do it, but I decided to run half of this distance that I run at the morning and at the evening, just to do it, because it's hard.
All these days I started running from 3 o'clock in the morning. The cold actually took away energy. The rest of the time I also trained and was in college, where almost all the classes are actively, where the total was 50,000 steps per day.
It's also hard because I usually start at 3:30 AM. It's unbelievable hard mentally to do this.
But I didn't focus on stress. I put a lot of focus on making all the upcoming things possible to accomplish. I didn't look at the fact that I need to run this much, do this much, but at the individual parts of these things.
I'm so glad that I did this first, because it was brutal, because of lack of sleep and cold and slippery especially. That's why I run slow. I decided to run after training and it was a bad idea. I'm tired. You know, it's not just like all day suffering. You also became happier when you do it. You force yourself to do it and you got it. And that's everywhere. And also all the problems that you have, you look at them like not something difficult, but possible.
This decision was not the most difficult in my life, and overcoming it wasn't the toughness, but it was the most unpleasant to do it in the cold 7 days in a row, while I was studying, training and doing other things. As was natural, the morning was the coldest. By the evening, the temperature dropped by about 3 degrees, and therefore it was easiest to run in the evening.
Here we go again. Day 5, morning is done, and I already get used to it.
Look at this. This is because my scarf always moves while I'm running, and now it's painful to touch. I thought a lot about my problems and stress that I overcome in my life, and I came to one big conclusion. That is, the more discomfort in your life, the more easier your life. When you have a lot obstacles in front of you, and when you a lot overcome it, you learn how to overcome it efficiently. You learn how to overcome the stress. You learn how to make it easy. And this conclusion I always remind myself in a difficult situation that helps a lot. It gives me a chance to make it easy, to make my life more easier, to make myself more stronger. Because the stronger you are, the easier your life. By the last days, the skin on my face and hands began to freeze very much, which wasn't the case in the first days. Sometimes I couldn't even feel my fingers. But overcoming myself every day in the morning and evenings, on day 7 I completed everything.
I already did 600 miles or 100,000 kilometers in 30 days. But I didn't do anything at this weather. So this week of 30k much harder than 1 week of 1,000 kilometers in 30 days. Hands are cold so much, and this is another reason why I'm distributing it into 2 times. So I ran 210 kilometers or 130 miles in 7 days in freezing cold. It wasn't the hardest thing that I've ever done, but it also helped me to realize that cold is not something scary. Yes, it's unpleasant, but it's possible to do something in it. So this challenge also helped me to shift my borders. So keep going.